My 31F, husband 36M, asked if our son was his and asked for a paternity test. My husband 36M and I 31F have been together for 10 years, married for 3 years. We have 2 children together, 2F and 7-month-old M, and our first child looks a lot like my husband, but our second looks more like me, but you can tell our kids are related as they have similar features. My husband recently dropped on me that it's been bothering him that our son has blue eyes. He has brown eyes, I have blue eyes, and how he thinks it's really unlikely for him to have a child with blue eyes as he's Hispanic with no known relatives that have blue eyes. He also is suspicious of the timing of our son's conception, as our second was a complete surprise, but we were only using condoms after I had our first child. He then asked if our son was his, and if I mind if he gets a paternity test done. I'm so hurt and just blindsided by this. I haven't cheated on my husband, and our son is definitely his. I work from home. I don't have any guy friends. I only go out to hang out with friends or to grocery shop or buy things for the kids. I just don't understand why he thinks I would do this, as I've never been unfaithful. Has anyone else experienced this? What happened if you have dealt with this? I mentioned marriage counseling to him, so we might try that, but I'm just so confused, sad, and hurt about this. We've been fighting off and on as it's been stressful having 2 kids so close together, but we otherwise don't have any huge problems in the relationship. This scenario comes up pretty often here. It usually ends in divorce quite rapidly. The trust cannot be re-established once broken so dramatically. Someone is in his ear, not necessarily another woman, but someone in the family, like his mother or siblings. I'm Hispanic, and I can attest that some Hispanics are extremely sexist, and it is a way to dominate their woman. Also, he's stupid for not knowing how genetics work, and especially when you have blue eyes. Honestly, I don't know how I would react if my husband asked such thing. Even if we remained together, our trust would be broken. Ask him who else he's been seeing, because he might be projecting his own guilt onto you. Tell him he's broken your trust with his accusations. Get the test. I hope he gives you a genuine apology. Mine asked for one on all the kids. I said, which one are you hoping isn't yours? He never asked again, and we are now divorced. According to the Punnett Square we learned in high school, we should not have a child with brown eyes. But we do. I never slept with anyone else. He is definitely the father. Genetics are weird and more complicated than we were taught in high school. And for the record, I never even came close to cheating. I also work from home. Have no male friends. At the time I didn't even have any male acquaintances. He was a broken man with a lot of insecurities. Do these men understand they are having children, not clones? He doesn't think a woman with blue eyes can produce a child with blue eyes? SMDH. This is another reason why we need science in schools. An introduction to how DNA works would have cleared up this guy's notions. I bet someone in his family or friend group has put him up to this. But tell your hubby you'll agree to do the paternity test as long as he agrees to give you / select expensive gift / when it turns out the kid is his. 24F my 25M fiancé is obsessed with Sydney Sweeney, and it's seriously affecting our relationship. My fiancé and I have been together for 4 years. We recently got engaged a couple months ago, and our wedding is set for 2026. Now, everything seems to have taken the wrong turn when he told me that he wants to call off the engagement. From the very beginning of our relationship, he had strictly told me that he believes having a celebrity crush is cheating. So I respected his wishes and agreed with him. Celebrities never really caught my attention either way. The only person I was attracted to was my fiancé. We never had a problem about this at all. Although 2 weeks ago he openly expressed that he has a major crush on Sydney Sweeney, and don't get me wrong, she's a gorgeous girl, but I believe he's only interested in her for one obvious reason. I tried not to let it affect me, although it did make me feel a little insecure. She's quite the opposite of me. I wear the smallest bra size ever, so it does sting a little to know my fiancé is obsessed with her. At first, it was just him calling her attractive. Then it got to the point where every movie night, he would purposely play movies that she starred in and then claim to not know she was in it. He would straight up get hard while watching her on screen, and it disgusted me. One night, I went through his phone and found several photos of her in his camera roll, as well as nude photos. His search history was horrendous. It was like a full-on extreme obsession with Sydney Sweeney. I won't lie, it really did take a toll on me, especially since he was the one who told me that having a celebrity crush was cheating. It made me extremely insecure. It's like he wasn't even attracted to me at all. So fast forward to last night. What I did was instantly talk about this particular actor that I find very handsome, Bill Skarsgård. We had a movie night, and I put on a movie that he played in, and I called him attractive, right in front of my fiancée. His reaction was something I did not expect at all. He immediately shut the movie off and called me insane. He got extremely upset and mad, instantly calling me a disgusting cheater. I brought up the fact that he called Sydney attractive, and he instantly shut it down and denied it completely. I told him about all the times he would make us watch her movies, and again he used the excuse that he didn't know. I wanted to bring up the fact that I saw all the nude photos of her in his phone, but I was scared of what he would say. I've never checked his phone before, and I had a feeling he would be upset at me for it. He was being extremely rude, and yelling at me all because I called Bill Skarsgård attractive. Keep in mind, I called the actor attractive one time, while he had a full-on obsession with Sydney Sweeney. After that, we slept in separate rooms, and this morning he pulled me aside for a chat. He told me that he believes there is no purpose for marrying each other anymore. I asked him why, and he said he just feels it in his gut. I tried getting him to open up more about why he feels that way, but he didn't want to answer any of my questions. He left to his mother's house after that, and he is still currently there. I just don't know why he would say that there is no purpose anymore. I feel extremely hurt and confused. And before anyone asks, maybe there was some other problems in our relationship. There wasn't. We had just bought our first home 2 months ago, and those 2 months were absolutely wonderful. It wasn't until he brought up Sydney, 2 weeks ago, and he had been less affectionate and intimate with me. Before this incident, we were very intimate. In fact, he expressed to me that he loves our bonding time in bed. I just don't know what changed his mind so fast. Is it really because of his obsession with Sydney Sweeney? And why did he get so upset when I called an actor attractive one time? Update. He texted me saying he was sorry, and didn't mean to say what he said. And to answer everyone's question, yes. I am leaving him. I just need to figure out what we are going to do with the house. Good bloody riddance, girl. Not a lot of people get a chance to see a bear trap before they put their weight on that trigger. You've been given a gift. Run. He's projecting. It's clear he has a wandering eye and porn addiction, at minimum. And instead of owning his lack of self-control, he's projecting it on you. It's childish, and he's clearly not ready for marriage. This might hurt, but it's a good save. Life with him won't work out well. This can't be real. Y'all will date anyone SMH. Not allowing you a celebrity crush in the first place was psychotic. He's going to escalate this after the marriage. Also, he is cheating since it was outlined clearly from the start. My boyfriend, 22 male, treats semen retention like a religion, and I, 23 female, am fed up of it. Hello everyone. So for context, I have been with my boyfriend for 3 years on and off. His semen retention journey started before he met me, and he did long streaks, as he likes to call it. I'm very worried and concerned since he had always talked about it throughout our relationship, but never truly dedicated or practiced it until recently. I guess for further context. I was a virgin when I met him at 20. I had no sexual partners, and I lost my virginity to him 8-9 months into our relationship. We were living together, and he couldn't hold himself, and neither could I, so we started having sex, and he was ejaculating. It was all normal. He would talk about doing semen retention here and there, but never really did it, until our breakup stages, I guess. Now, it seems the idea is getting worse in his mind. I know I'm messed up for this, but we have a policy where we both can search each other's phones, so curiously I checked his YouTube history, his emails, and he subbed to a YouTube channel called Semen Retention Club, which I've seen. It's just so toxic, the comments left by these men. It makes me stomach turn, and he's shown me some videos, and he says, yeah, I don't agree with that. However, it's so radical what these men say. He tells me his semen is a life force and he won't shed, and he's attempting to practice tantric sex. And he claims there's benefits to semen retention, but he holds himself so much from releasing, and I tell him it's not healthy, and during sex you should let go, not bottle up, and he just says I'm attacking him. This semen retention thing is making me depressed. No matter how many times I tell him it's pseudoscience, he won't listen. He believes it's his life force, energy, and he won't shed, and I've shown him posts from other women suffering from their semen retention partner. And he just tells me, you should be happy we have sex and you're satisfied, but part of my satisfaction is him being satisfied too. It's just making me depressed, and now I can't help but avoid sex altogether. This isn't how it should be. and he randomly has made comments that I am hedonistic because I release. This semen retention thing is going too far. I always feel unattractive, and he tells me it's nothing like that. It's just a belief, and he wants to release when he wants children, and he wants to do these streaks, and how he gets benefits, clarity, and concentration. I keep telling him that maybe sometimes laying off sex is okay, but I have a high sex drive, and it doesn't cut it for me to have half sex. He won't ejaculate, and then he makes me feel bad when I feel in the mood. It's making me cry. I don't know what to do, but I'm dissatisfied a lot, and he says, I'll see if you're a real person to stick around for it. I just am sick of him randomly talking about it, randomly doing it, affects sex so much, and I just feel like I'm going insane. How can I get him off semen retention? So, the whole idea of dating is to get to know someone pretty well, and see if they're compatible with you and you're happy with them before you decide to commit to them long term. The point is not to just find someone and then stubbornly cling to them no matter what. He has this whole weird sexual philosophy. It sucks for you to deal with, and is making you unhappy. He's not showing any signs of being open to changing. He won't work with you or be empathetic to your wants or needs, a bigger deal than the cum thing, frankly. He's blowing the audition. Cut him loose and find someone who is actually aligned with you. You aren't sexually compatible with him. Just leave. This will bother you the entire relationship, and I don't blame you. It's like he's turned not coming into a kink. You could leave him. That would solve the problem. You are 23. Fuck to your heart's content and leave this loser. P-A-R-A-G-R-A-P-S. Setting aside the ridiculousness of this whole thing, he made a unilateral decision to change the terms of your sexual relationship. It sounds like he's way down a rabbit hole, and it's not your responsibility to fix that. He has ignored you in this equation and is declaring that you don't get a vote in this. I don't know if you will be able to change these beliefs, confused face. How do I, 23M, get my 20F girlfriend to understand that I can't be wasting money on Ubers? Hi Reddit, I, 23M, am having an issue with my 20F girlfriend and need some advice. Just for some context, we have been dating for almost 11 months. Last Wednesday, she started a new job that is around 20-25 minutes away from her home. However, she does not have a car and I work Monday-Friday, so I am not able to take her. So, I offered to pay for her Ubers, however I was not aware what the cost would really be. Yesterday I checked my bank account and saw that in 1 week, I had spent $340 in Ubers. I could not believe it. That is insane. So, last night I had a conversation regarding this with her. I told her that I was looking over my spending and saw that I had spent $340 in Ubers. I told her that I can't do that because I am literally just throwing money in the trash. I also have my car to pay for and car insurance along with other expenses. If I paid for her Ubers, it would be nearly, if not over $1,000 in a month. She asked if we could split it, but I did the math and it would still be around $320 per month for me. I told her that it's not smart for me or her to be throwing our money away like that. I told her that the best option would be for her to take the bus. A bus pass is $30 per month, and I checked what route she would take, and she'd only have to take one bus. It would take an hour to get to her work, which means she would have to wake up earlier, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made. She said that would not be an option because she knows she would not wake up on time. She feels like she would be getting no sleep since she'd have to wake up earlier. I told her that it is an option. There is always an option. It's just a matter of wanting to actually do it or not. In the end, she said she does not want to take the bus for those reasons. What bothered me was that she said, "Do not help me then, I will figure it out on my own then." But she said it in a tone that made me feel guilty for not wanting to help her with the Ubers. As her boyfriend, I feel guilty, but I also don't want to be throwing my money away like that. I feel like whatever I decide to do, whether to help her or not, I just come out losing. Too long did not read. Don't want to spend money on Ubers for my girlfriend to get to work, but she does not want to take the bus. She has a job and therefore income. She can pay for the Ubers, or be an adult and go to bed on time to catch the bus. This is not your problem to solve. She may dump you if you stop paying, but that's way better than paying $340 a week for someone else to get to work, who takes a job 25 minutes away without having transportation figured out. Why do you need to pay for her Ubers? If she wants to take an Uber to and from her job, she can pay for it using the money she makes from the job. If she doesn't make enough money at her job to pay for the Ubers, well, That just goes to show that Ubering isn't worth it. When I was your GF's age, I took a bus over an hour each way to get to college. I didn't always have early classes, but since there was only one bus at 7 a.m. and one going home at 5 p.m., I would have to take the bus in early and stay on campus all day, even if I just had one class. If she needs the job, she needs to take the bus. Grown-ups get up when they have to get up, no matter how early. If she wants to act like a child, she can figure out how to pay her own way. I'm a woman who has no problem with guys paying for stuff. But even I am wondering why it is your job to get your girlfriend to work. That is the expense of having a job and being an adult. If she still wants to be a child, she should consider moving back in with her parents. She's not adult enough to have a relationship if she can't figure out how to get to work. Why did you initially think it made sense for you to pay for your new girlfriend's ride to work? And are you living together? I'm sorry, but I'm very confused. Why on earth would it be your responsibility at all to arrange transportation to and from work for your 20-year-old girlfriend? You're her boyfriend, not her parent, and she's an adult. It's one thing to give someone a ride if it's convenient, or driving her over to pick up a bus pass on your day off. Those are loving, appropriately supportive things to do. But I can't think of a single rational reason why you'd be paying for Ubers for her to go to and from work, or making any sort of arrangements for her. This is part of being an adult, is her arranging her own transportation.